must be a blue moon, because only once in a blue moon will you see a 40-plus-year-old classic like this come in 100% original, right down to the tires. Absolutely stunning original paint. When I got on it and rode it, that song popped. As soon as I fired it up and put it, snicked it into gear, that the song, ooh, oh, Diamond Girl, yes, fresh. You know that song from the 80s popped in my head, because this thing is so tight and so fresh. It just popped right into my head, and I was right. I don't know, man. You'd be hard pressed to find one this nice anywhere. It's and I'm a little jaded. I mean, let's face it. I'm surrounded by probably $5 million worth of motorcycles. There's hundreds of classics in the New England Motorcycle Museum there, and all the brand new gas bikes, and you know, John Player Norton in a 38 Indian, a 65 BMW, and a Street Fighter right there. But this thing is just, if you're gonna ride a bike every day, I can't think of a. I just got off. I just rode 2 KZ1100s. This thing pulls like a freight train. It's got a lot of torque. The way Cowie tuned this thing with the shaft drive, and let me just give you a demo. It's a diamond, absolute diamond.
Bucket S13 right there. Oh yeah.
Time in this bike's life it's ever burned rubber. The guy we bought it from was a pretty mild-mannered dude, but this is no mild-mannered bike. This is a muscle bike. It's 1100 cc's, a 4-cylinder, double overhead cam, Kawasaki KZ power. It pulls like a freight train. Guys, cosmetically, electrically, and mechanically, this bike's an absolute time capsule, dime piece. The color, the vibrant red with the gold and chrome, thing just pops. Has all the original warning decals on the shocks, and everything on this bike is just the way it came right out of the factory. Truly a time capsule. It has the stickers on the fork still. The clear coat on the forks is still intact also. Showing 7,527 miles. It's barely broken in. It's just been completely serviced here by the Manic Mechanic, and I'll go over the work order so I don't misquote, but he put new NGK spark plugs in it, a brand new battery, Yuasa top of the line Yuasa battery. The carburetors were completely disassembled and cleaned. The carb float levels were checked. The fuel screws were adjusted. The fuel tank was drained, rinsed, and inspected, and a new fuel petcock was installed. It has a fresh VP94 non-ethanol fuel in it, so you don't have to worry about ethanol messing up the carbs. We installed new fuel lines and new carburetor vent lines. Removed, inspected, and cleaned the original intake manifolds and replaced the intake manifold gaskets. Removed the valve cover and adjusted the valves. Has a new valve cover gasket and new cam pucks. The air filter is brand new. The engine oil is brand new. And he also rebuilt the front brake master cylinder. So the front brake calipers were inspected. Those are found to be okay. He bled the front brakes and put fresh Motul 660 fluid in it. He also rebuilt the rear brake master cylinder. Now, not because they're worn out. If you know anything about classic motorcycles, when they sit for 10, 20, 30 years, the master cylinders have to be rebuilt. So, and new seals installed. It's a service item. The rear brake caliper was also rebuilt, and the rear brakes were bled in Motul 660 fluid. Brake fluid was installed. It has new throttle cables. These are the original tires, guys. Normally, I would replace tires on a motorcycle of this age, but I mean, if it's over 7 to 10 years old, but a motorcycle of this age, to prove it has a low mileage, those are the original date code, original factory mounted tires with the date code on them from the day they left the factory. 100% original. Bike was given a full nut and bolt check over. All electrical system functions are checked and working. It's just running like a brand new motorcycle because, well, technically it's like a brand new motorcycle. It was steam cleaned, hand washed, polished, and waxed. We used a new coat polymer paint protectant, once a year wax on the finish, and it shines like a diamond. We polished the engine cases, exhaust, all the chrome and aluminum was polished, and it is absolutely stunning. If you're looking for an investment quality classic, if you are a collector and you don't have a KZ1100, well, think about what would a 73 Z1 in this condition be worth. One just sold at Meekum for $52,000. The 74, 75, 76s have gone up through the roof. And of course, what's next? Well, the 1980. So this is going to be the next one to go up in value. It pulls way stronger in the mid-range than any KZ900 or 1000 I've ever been on. I think they had the carburetors really dialed in by then. The gearing, everything on it is the suspension. It's all a big step up from a 73, 74, 75. That series, the original series of the KZs. Original upholstery on the seat is in spectacular shape. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a nicer KZ1100 anywhere on the planet today. The minute I sat on this bike and hit the starter button, it fired up to life instantly and started running perfectly. That's when the song Diamond Girl like popped into my head. It's kind of weird, but I was like, this thing's a diamond, and the song popped in my head. And just a heads up, the guy who did this, the mechanic, is probably the best 4-cylinder carb tuner in the United States. The guy's phenomenal, and he built so many 4-cylinder race engines for the Whip City series. He won multiple championships, and he's been doing it for a long, long time. He has a little trick up his sleeve where he micro drills the pilot jets because they come too lean from the factory. So they were too lean and they stumbled and were cold-blooded when so that little upgrade to the carb, micro drilling the pilot jets, makes it run so much better. And then once everything's dialed in and cleaned to perfection on the carbs, he also synchronized them. So it is a perfectly balanced carb and intake and valves adjusted. Everything's spot on. It probably not probably, it didn't run this good new. It runs freaking fantastic, and it's a beautiful survivor. So bid high and bid often, you're not gonna, you won't find a better running one anywhere in the world. I can promise you that. I bet my paycheck on it. You might find one with lower mileage or one still in the crate possibly, but you're not going to find one tuned this well. Guess what? The mechanic's retiring. He says he just went for Florida Thursday, so it's not like he's going to do another one. And he's not going to be back till March or April. And he said he only wants to do this for a couple more years. So guys like him are, to have this thing tuned and set up the way it is by him really raises the value, and it needs nothing. I wouldn't change these tires. I also don't think I'd ride the bike very much, but if you're going, it's a collectible classic with very low miles. I would mainly display it and enjoy it, but if you're gonna make it a daily rider, I'd pull these tires off and put a brand new set of Dunlops on there, and that's all it would need. I'd ride this thing cross country tomorrow with a new set of tires, so I'd probably ride it cross country with these tires. They're in excellent condition, but smart money would say safety first, new set of tires. Anyways, I really enjoyed the test ride. Thanks, Jeff, for making this thing as kick-ass as it is, and for the original owner for preserving it. And thank you guys for watching. God bless America.